Why did gasoline prices rise sharply even when crude oil prices are not necessarily high? Never let a good crisis go to waste. Oil futures equals physical oil prices. Actual reason: they can blame it on the crude and get away with it. Case in point, in 2021, in response to higher fuel prices due to artificial supply limits, OPEC and US producers colluded legally. Grocery and other prices went up. In end-of-year shareholder meetings, the XX flat out said the price increases were way above need, and they used inflation as a cover to avoid backlash. Because when countries in Europe and Asia can't get their gasoline via Hormuz, they come to the US to get it. We only produce so much gasoline. So when part of the supply is being sent elsewhere, it means the gasoline that remains in the US will become more expensive. It's the same deal with diesel and jet fuel. All of this talk by the megaheads about how it's amazing that tankers are coming to the US. It ain't. Speculation and profiteering. Oil futures rose. That means oil will be more expensive next time the refinery makes gas. That means the refinery will need to raise prices. That means that the gas station is going to need more money to purchase their next tanker truck of gasoline. To afford the next tanker truck, they raise the price now. Is Marika great again yet? Limited refining capacity. Because gas demand is relative inelastic with price. Most people haven't stopped driving because prices have gone up. So, they are charging what the market will bear. Only way to control your fuel costs in the long run are buy a fuel-efficient vehicle, or buy an EV and solar panels. No small part of this is a fundamental lack of understanding about how global commodities work. Oil fuel price is set by world markets. 20% of it is now cut off from sale. That means what's left costs more. MAGAs like to respond by saying, but we are a net exporter so we will be fine, while not understanding that Exxon and Shell do not give discounts just because we are American. The global price is the global price. Oil companies are not going to keep selling it here for less just because it came from here. It all gets sold into a world market. We are currently in the middle of a massive supply disruption. It's gonna get worse. It'll hit Japan hardest first, then the rest of Asia and Europe. The US benefits from being a net exporter, but unless trade restrictions are put in, the price is going to still be impacted by the global disruptions. The problem is capitalism. Instability. They've learned they can't trust the oil price without a definitive resolution. Greed will be why it takes forever to come back down. Physical crude oil is high. Paper crude is not real life and is subject to price manipulation via Truth Social. Not necessarily high. Oil was $50 to $60 a barrel before the Iran War, 2026 version, started. It's over $100 now. That's roughly double. And gas is, or roughly double. What really gets me is people saying it was higher with Biden. Like I don't recall paying over $5 a gallon with Biden LMAO. Because gas prices depend on more than crude oil. Refining costs, supply issues, taxes, demand, and transport all affected too. Because fuel sells at a market of prices. A lot of factors beyond cost and markup go into market pricing. The refineries were bombed. Because they never lower prices as fast as they raise them. LOL. Gas prices are also heavily affected by geopolitics and market expectations. Rocket up, feather down. Crude was about $60 per barrel and now around $110. So, that's higher. Just not the $200 barrel everyone was worried about. A lot of countries have been using their reserves. Plus, probably due to Trump's manipulation, the stock market does not reflect reality at the moment. The CEOs need to gain at least 10 millions each year, otherwise they will starve to death. Because crude oil prices have gone up over 50% since Trump started his useless, unasked for war against Iran. Before it started, crude oil was around $70 per barrel. Now it's around $124 per barrel. Prices are based on perception, not reality. It's how much they can get away with, not how much something actually costs to produce, ship, etc. It's like the stock market. Every part of our economy is just a giant grift designed by billionaires for billionaires. The US private oil companies are selling oil to third-party countries, read, Asia, instead of to domestic consumers. Domestic supply is slashed, demand remains constant, price sharply rises. Same reason why E85 fuel rose just as much even though it's corn fuel. Greed. I seriously thought I could save some money having a flex fuel car. Oh, how wrong I was. Because gas companies love money and hate you. Watch, oil could drop 20% and gas won't. Because fuck us, right? Profit? This is all for corporation profits. Everything is a big grift. Using all our weapons. More military spending, buying more. Forcing gas prices up, but oil isn't getting more expensive. Gas companies raking massive profits. Tariffs that had to be refunded. Made huge profits for corporations due to refunds, and they left prices high. Every major decision has raked in massive profits for corporations. Because corporations take literally every opportunity to screw over consumers. It's called the global market. Money. 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 Money.